Right, hi lads and lasses, and welcome to Darts Coaching with Dynamite Dave. Today's episode of Play Better Darts is what I like to call neutrality. So what we're going to be talking about today is the stance, getting it neutral, getting all your body neutral, getting your throw neutral, and the importance of it. Right, so just before we actually get into the body of the video, something that Bigfoot Shabba fetched up on Atomic Darts, and it's something that I try to say on after saying nearly every video that I make. Everything that Dynamite Dave says to you is subjective. It's entirely up to yourself. I am not telling you how to throw darts. What I'm doing is I'm showing you a great way to throw darts, a great way to have a positive mental attitude to your game, and a great way of standing, your address, your body position and everything. And this is not born out of Dynamite Dave thinks this. It's mechanical. It's everything that I tell you is common sense, and it's also facts. Everybody's skeleton's the same, everybody's muscle groups are the same, the different sizes and everything, but every human being is basically the same. Doesn't matter whether you're a bloke or a woman for darts. It does in other sports, because obviously it depends on muscle mass, etc. You don't need any muscle mass to get a dart 7 feet 9 1/4 from the hockey to the dartboard. So there's no reason in this world that women cannot play darts in exactly the same level and exactly the same manner as a bloke, and I've proved that time and time again with the women that I coach, and it does work, and it's growing and growing and growing. It's not snake oil. I'm not telling people that if you take 3 steps of a run up and throw the dart at the board and it's just what I think. It's common sense, it's biomechanics, and it's also the mental side of the game is absolutely bang on. What I say is exactly how I see it, and I come from an engineering background, and that is why I teach darts in the way that I do. Massive thing, don't forget, say this in a lot of videos and all, a hell of a lot of videos, without change there can be no improvement. There is no improvement without change. Doesn't matter whether it's sport, motor racing, into space, everything in life, progression means change. So don't be frightened of change, embrace it, have a go. If you want to have a go at the Dynamite Dave wave, have a go at it and stick to it. You've got to persevere. You can't do 5 or 10 visits and say this doesn't work, because I'm telling you now, it will not work in 5 or 10 visits. If you've thrown in a certain manner for years or even a few months, changing that takes some effort. And another thing that I say, and it's on the shirt, you only ever get out what you're prepared to put in. So if you're not prepared to have a go at the Dynamite Dave way and actually stick to it, you're not going to get anything out of it. And today's video is neutrality. What does neutrality mean? What it means is the difference between what I'm going to show you now. This is a non-neutral stance. And believe me, I have seen a lot of dart players trying to throw like that. How on earth they manage it, I will never know. Let me turn around so you can actually see. They lean right forward, they've got the foot touched back like this, they've got their arm up, sometimes in front of the face, and what they do is they bend right back like this. So they've got their stomach stuck right out and they're trying to throw the darts from here like this. Some of them can actually throw darts and throw darts quite well, but that, number one, over years and years can't be sustainable, because your body will not put up with that as you get older. And rather than being, and I think this is something that Bigfoot Shabba suffered from, rather than having an individualistic throw and being fantastic for the first 5 or 10 years while you've still got youth inside you, or being able to play from being 15 years old now to being 80 years old at the end of, and still being able to throw good darts, this is the difference. It's all about neutrality, simplicity, and that just makes you throw dead easy to repeat. You're going to hit, over your career, you're going to hit millions more 180s, you're going to hit millions more 140s, you're going to hit millions more doubles, and it's as simple as that. Because if you have an individualistic throw that isn't neutral, you have to alter that throw as you get older. If you put a bit of weight on, you've got to alter that throw to compensate for it. The only difference with a Dynamite Dave way is if you put weight on, is a change in arm speed. Your body position and everything is exactly the same. If you start now and you're like a skinny 9 stone wet through bloke, and you're throwing darts, and then you start going to the gym and you start putting some muscle mass on, and what have you. All you will have to change in your throw, and I promise you this, is your arm speed, but it's way, way, way less than doing all that mucking about that you see people doing when they're doing all this and they're throwing from this side of the face and all the type of things that they do. So what am I talking about on neutrality? What I'm talking about is 2 feet flat on the deck. Start from the floor. We always start from the floor. 2 feet flat on the deck is 10 times, actually it's probably 100 times more stable than this. Because if you walk up to someone and they're stood at the bar and you tap them on the shoulder like that, they'll just turn around and say, "Oh, hiya mate, how are you, alright?" If they were stood on the edge of the foot or on the toe over here with the foot 6 foot out behind them, their heel right up in the air and went right over forward, if you poked them they'd virtually fall over. And that is the difference. It's all about that solid base, where your feet connect to the floor and keeping that as solid as possible. Then it's your legs. So we're coming up from the feet into the legs. Your legs need to be shoulder width apart, so your feet shoulder width apart, your legs relaxed. Straight, but not with your knees bent back and not with them bent right out. Just nice and stable, nice and solid, exactly the same way as you do if you stood talking to someone. If you're stood talking to someone, do you actually stand there and talk to them like this, with your body right over here, or like this? You don't, do you? You stand and talk to someone like this, and that is the most neutral position because your body is relaxed. It's relaxed and it's in what they call a thorax neutral position. Your thorax is this here, obviously, same as an insect: head, thorax, abdomen, leggies. Get yourself in, nice, relaxed, stand nice and straight upright, no leaning forwards, no leaning backwards, no cocking your head over here, just keep your head up nice and neutral, dead straight. The best way to get this straight in your head is use your hockey. So if you have a look at the thing of the foot cam, it's dead easy. All you do is just visualise that. That is the best way of doing it, right? So I've got my 2 feet shoulder width apart, so they're underneath my armpits, not the edges of your shoulders out here. Then all we do is we turn it round. So left-handed is this way. What I tend to tell people, and it takes a little bit of strain off your knee, that's all. If you like to stand like this, then that is absolutely 100% perfectly fine. If you're coming from a more straight on position, you might find that very difficult in the first place. Turn the toe slightly like this. So all that does is it just takes the pressure off your knee. Then all you do is you just, from a neutral position here, is you just rock forward. And that is all the weight that you need on your front foot to make it so as it works properly and it's balanced. Is literally stood straight upright, lean your hip out, lock it, boom, lock your hip out. Let that rock forward and lock out. And then if you look down your body, you've got a perfectly straight line right down your front foot. You've got the adequate amount of weight on it to lock it to the floor, and you've also got the absolute solid 100% solidity of having your other foot on the floor flat at the back of you. A lot of people have this silly misnomer that the nearer you lean to the board, the more accurate you're going to be. The faster you throw the darts, like trying to throw them through the back of the board, because they're in the air a shorter period of time, they're going to be more accurate. None of that can be further from the truth. It really can't. So lock your hip out, get yourself nice and straight, nice straight body down there. Keeping yourself nice and straight and nice and solid. All you need to do is from this position, where you're looking as if you were stood at the bar, all you do is rotate your head as if you're looking over your shoulder. Simple as that. As you rotate that, this links in with the arm position, is as you rotate round, you can feel it's come to a stop here, where it starts to resist. As it hits that resistance, just allow your shoulder to come out very slightly, and then your arm should come perfectly to the side of your head. Now again, some people like to throw from the front of the face. So all you have to do is, if you want to throw from the front of your face, it doesn't mean that you're a bad player, it doesn't mean that you have to do it the Dynamite Dave way, because this is the way. All it is with mine is it's common sense for me that both your eyes can see the board. If you don't want to do that, that's perfectly fine. So if you want to do it the Dynamite Dave way but cover your eye, it's as simple as that. So you've got your thing out there and your arms in front of your eye here, and that's where you want to throw from. I mean, I'd suggest purposely if you could, but you can't keep the elbow level and it throws a lot of it out. But if it works for you, then fantastic. Right, so just to recap, solid feet on the floor, nice straight but relaxed legs, up into the hip area, nice and neutral. All we're doing is just rocking forward onto that front foot. We're not leaning forward, we're just rocking forward onto that front foot, and you will feel it lock out and you'll have a lovely straight line down your body. So then what you'll do is you'll end up with a lovely, solid, repeatable and usable stance. Right, so that is all about neutrality. Right, so thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you found it informative as well as entertaining. And don't forget, lads and lasses, as it says on the shirt, you will only ever get out of this game what you're prepared to put in. And always, 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 talk to the hockey.